uterus of bid'ah. Dear brothers, we talked about death, about resurrection, about the day of gathering, about Jannah, and about hell. Today we'll talk about how the people of Jannah will behave while they are in Jannah, and how the people of hell will behave when they are driven to hell. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us in the Quran how the people of hell are driven towards hell. وَسِيقَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا إِلَى جَهَنَّمَ زُمَرًا. Those who disbelieved, they are driven in groups towards hell. حَتَّى إِذَا جَاءُوهَا فُتِحَتْ أَبْوَابُهَا. Once they arrive there, the gates will open, as if it is waiting for them. وَقَالَ لَهُمْ خَزَنَتُهَا. And the guards of hell will be surprised. Why you are coming here? What brought you here? They will tell them, أَلَمْ يَأْتِكُمْ رُسُلٌ مِنْكُمْ يَتْلُونَ عَلَيْكُمْ آيَاتِ رَبِّكُمْ وَيُنذِرُونَكُمْ لِقَاءَ يَوْمِكُمْ هَذَا. You do not have messengers from among yourself reciting upon you the communications and the messages of your Lord and warning you about this day? قَوْلُوا بَلَى وَلَكِنْ حَقَّتْ كَلِمَةُ الْعَذَابِ عَلَى الْكَافِرِينَ. They will say, yes, they came. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala word has to come true. And the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for those disbelievers is hell. So trying to say that we are innocent and we are just a result that the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has to be fulfilled. So this will not give them an excuse. قِيلَ ادْخُلُوا أَبْوَابَ جَهَنَّمَ خَالِدِينَ فِيهَا فَبِئْسَ مَثْوَى الْمُتَكَبِّرِينَ. They will be told, enter from all the gates of hell. You will abode eternally there, forever. Wretched is the abode of the arrogance, and that is their end. To the contrary of that, the believers in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be also guided to the Jannah, to the paradise. وَسِيقَ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا رَبَّهُمْ إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ زُمَرًا حَتَّى إِذَا جَاءُوهَا وَفُتِحَتْ أَبْوَابُهَا وَقَالَ لَهُمْ خَزَنَتُهَا سَلَامٌ عَلَيْكُمْ طِبْتُمْ فَادْخُلُوهَا خَالِدِينَ. Those who believed in their Lord, they were guided and guarded towards Jannah. Once they reach there and the gates open for them, the angels who are the guards of Jannah, they will say, peace to you. Welcome. Abide here in Jannah eternally. So this is how they are received, whether at hell or at Jannah. However, we want to know how they behave inside hell and inside Jannah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will tell them in Surah Al-A'raf, that was in Surah Al-Zumar. In Surah Al-A'raf, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will tell them, قَالَ ادْخُلُوا فِي أُمَمٍ قَدْ خَلَتْ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ مِنَ الْجِنِّ وَالْإِنسِ فِي النَّارِ كُلَّمَا دَخَلَتْ أُمَّةٌ لَعَنَتْ أُخْتَهَا حَتَّى إِذَا ادَّارَكُوا فِيهَا جَمِيعًا قَالَتْ أُخْرَاهُمْ لِأُولَاهُمْ رَبَّنَا هَؤُلَاءِ أَضَلُّونَا فَآتِهِمْ عَذَابًا ضِعْفًا مِنَ النَّارِ قَالَ لِكُلٍّ ضِعْفٌ وَلَكِنْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say to them, enter into hell, together with those who are similar to you, from jinn and from mankind in hell. Once they are gathered all together there inside, the last group will say to the previous groups, our Lord, those misled us. So they are accusing each other. Those misled us. So punish them double punishment. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, each of you will have his double punishment, but you don't know. On the other hand, those who came earlier into hell, will say to the recent ones, وَقَالَتْ أُولَاهُمْ لِأُخْرَاهُمْ فَمَا كَانَ لَكُمْ عَلَيْنَا مِنْ فَضْلٍ فَادْخُلُوا فَذُوقُوا الْعَذَابَ بِمَا كُنْتُمْ تَكْسِبُونَ. You have no virtue over us. We are the same. You followed us, but we did not force you. And you have your ability to reject us. So taste the punishment for what you did earn with your own will. So this is how their attitude. In this life, they hate each other. Although they look cooperating with each other, following each other, but still they don't love each other. And in hell, they are the same, asking Allah to punish them double the punishment. The opposite of that is the people of Jannah. إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات والذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لا نكلف نفسا إلا وسعها أولئك أصحاب الجنة هم فيها خالدون. Those who believe and did righteous deeds, we are not loading any soul beyond its capacity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not loading us with something that we cannot handle. لا نكلف نفسا إلا وسعها أولئك أصحاب الجنة هم فيها خالدون. These are the people of Jannah. They are eternally abiding there. However, what's their attitude? وَنَزَعْنَا مَا فِي صُدُورِهِم مِّنْ غِلٍّ. We remove any hatred or any grudges or any resentment from their hearts, from their breast. تَجْرِي مِن تَحْتِهِمُ الْأَنْهَارُ. The rivers of the garden of Jannah are flowing underneath them. وَقَالُوا الْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ الَّذِي هَدَانَ لِهَذَا. And they will say, all praise to Allah who guided us to reach this situation. وَمَا كُنَّا لِنَهْتَدِيَ لَوْلَا أَنْ هَدَانَ اللَّهُ. And we wouldn't have been guided if Allah did not guide us. So this is their attitude. First of all, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will remove any resentment, any hatred in their hearts. Even in Jannah, you will see your killer, the one who killed you, and you don't feel any grudges against him. And this happened. In the early Muslims, the example of Hamza, the uncle of the Prophet ﷺ, was killed by one of the unbelievers at that time. Then that one became Muslim. So it is possible that Hamza will see his killer in Jannah. However, for people in Jannah to enjoy all the time without any resentment in their hearts, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will remove any hatred, any jealousy, any grudges. All that will be removed. Clean hearts. You will see people much higher above you in Jannah. You don't feel jealous. You feel somebody who injured you or killed you in this life, in dunya. But both of you are in Jannah. You don't feel anything in your heart against him. So all enjoyment. So this is the behavior of people in Jannah and the people in hell. And this is also existing in this life. The believers in this life, they love each other. They feel each other. As the Prophet ﷺ told us that believers like one body. If any part of the body is injured or feel pain, the rest of the body will collapse with fever and unrest. And the same will happen in the hereafter. They love each other. They like to see everyone enjoying in Jannah. While the people in hell, they are competing for this life. They are crushing each other just to rise on the shoulders of other people. And the same will happen in the hereafter. They are asking double punishment for each other. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among those who are destined to Jannah and make Jannah our abode eternally forever, inshallah. ادعوا الله وأنتم موقنون بالإجابة. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله ومن والاه. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. Dear brothers, I just received a question today about somebody, apparently he read some hadith about eating from unhalal or not halal sources, and about situation of somebody who is working with people who are earning something which is not coming through halal means. Is that permissible or not permissible? In fact, the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ in relation to someone who is traveling all the way, raising his hands, and his appearance is that he's dedicating himself for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. From outside, he looks like that. He's not caring about himself. However, his intake, whether food or drink, is coming from haram sources. So this person, regardless of how high he's raising his hands, making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will not accept his dua. This hadith is about the one who is earning from haram source. Allah will not accept that one. And as the Prophet ﷺ told us in another hadith, إِنَّ اللَّهَ طَيِّبٌ, or even in the same hadith, إِنَّ اللَّهَ طَيِّبٌ لَا يَقْبَلُ إِلَّا طَيِّبًا. Allah is pure and He does not accept other than pure things. So and he mentioned that man who is gaining or earning from impure sources, that whatever he raises his hands, Allah will not accept it from him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not accept impure sources, or the money which is not coming from pure source. Now, the question was, can we accept salary or wages by working with that person? Or the charity that person gives, can we use it to build a mosque, to build a school, to build whatever, utilize it for something? In fact, the hadith is talking about the one who is earning. The one who is earning from haram sources, that will not be accepted from him. But the one who is taking his salary for his work, this is his work. So he's not penalized because of that. Unless he's working with enthusiasm to encourage this haram establishment. So if in his intention that he's encouraging this, then he will be accountable for that. But if he's just, like for instance, every one of us, we cannot say the money of this country is all from pure sources. Otherwise, nobody of us is entitled to have to work or to have salary or income from this. So we are taking the money as a wage or salary for our work we do. Our work, if it is okay, then it is okay. Then our wage is okay. But if our work is not okay, then the wage is not okay. So in general, if somebody is reading one hadith, he should have it in the context of the whole Islam religion, the context of all the other hadith, in the context of the whole verses of the Quran, in the context of the objectives of the religion, not just take this hadith and apply it for everything else. Otherwise, we will read in the Quran, فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ, doom to those who pray. Does that make sense by itself if we take it out of context? No, how can it be doom to those who pray? We need to complete the verses. الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ, those who are negligent regarding their prayers. So those who pray, but they are negligent. So we have to take hadith or take verse within the context of the whole message of Islam. However, one should be careful. If he can find a way that everything is totally pure, then it is better. However, he should not live in tight situation, in difficulty, and make his life miserable because he is making forbidden everything for himself. About contributing to a mosque or contributing in charity, that also is okay. He will not be rewarded, but to take this money and use it is okay. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us to the right path and to increase our consciousness of His rules and His creed. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make our life easy and to make our life in the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and not to go in any extreme, neither this way or